What if the most magnetic and intense connection of your life isn't a cosmic sign to stay, but a spiritual final exam you are meant to pass by knowing when to walk away? In the moments to come, we move beyond cliches. You will receive a clear, empowering framework to decode the soul contracts that govern your relationships. Because some souls are not our destination. They are the sacred friction required to ignite our own evolution. Have you ever felt both profoundly seen and deeply confused by the same person? Together, let us unravel that sacred paradox. Before we can decode the contracts that shape our lives, we must first travel back to the moment they were written. We must understand the profound why that fuels every connection you have ever experienced. Imagine yourself, for a moment, not as you are now, but as you were before this life, a being of expanded consciousness, of pure light and wisdom, sitting as the divine architect of your next great adventure. From this vantage point, you did not see suffering. You saw opportunity. You did not see pain. You saw the raw material for strength. You designed your life not as a rigid destiny, but as a masterfully crafted spiritual gymnasium. You carefully chose the equipment, the relationships, the challenges, the circumstances that would best forge the spiritual muscles you wish to develop. These agreements made with other souls are not arbitrary. They are precise, intentional, evolutionary trigger points designed by you, for you, to awaken specific qualities like resilience, compassion, forgiveness, and ultimately, sovereignty. And to ensure the experience would be authentic, you agreed to the most crucial element of the design, the veil of forgetting. This amnesia is not a flaw in the system. It is its most brilliant feature. For if you remembered every agreement, every planned lesson, where would the choice be? Where would the genuine discovery lie? Life would be an actor reading from a script, not an author creating a masterpiece in real time. The forgetting is what makes your choices real, your growth earned, and your love a true discovery. You are not a puppet of fate. You are a sovereign soul who bravely chose amnesia in order to experience the profound thrill of remembering who you are, often through the mirror of others. So, what is the first and most common mirror we encounter on this journey of remembrance? It is the one that reflects our deepest unhealed wounds. The one we so often mistake for a home, but is in fact our most significant karmic assignment. This first and most common connection is the karmic catalyst. To call this person a mirror is too simple. Think of it instead as a highly advanced, interactive holographic simulator. A simulator you designed. Before you arrived here, your soul contracted this other soul to run a very specific program, one designed to perfectly activate your deepest, most dormant wounds and your most stubborn, limiting beliefs. The intense magnetic pull you feel is not a sign of romantic destiny. It is the profound spiritual recognition of your own soul saying, "This is it. This is the software I need to run. This is the lesson I came here to master." The connection feels so fated because, on a level beyond your conscious mind, it is. It is a sacred appointment you set for your own healing. But here on Earth, in our human bodies, this spiritual lesson plays out through our very neurochemistry. This is why these relationships feel so addictive. It is a cycle psychologists call intermittent reinforcement. You experience a moment of intense connection, a beautiful high, and your brain receives a flood of dopamine. Then, inevitably, comes the withdrawal, the conflict, the distance, which floods your system with the stress hormone, cortisol. You are left in a state of craving, desperately seeking that next dopamine hit. Your brain mistakes this volatile, chemical roller coaster for profound passion. It is not. It is a state of addiction, a sign that a deep, energetic pattern is at play. This pattern is what we can call an energetic imprint. It is not a debt or a punishment from a past life. It is simply an unresolved experience, a moment of trauma or misunderstanding from your past that was never fully integrated. It remains in your energy field like a piece of dormant code. The karmic catalyst is the one person whose own energy carries the precise frequency to run that code, to bring that old, stuck energy to the surface so that you can finally see it, feel it, and release it. And here we find a moment of profound truth. As the mystics have long understood, the purpose of the karmic catalyst is not to complete you, but to shatter the illusions of who you thought you were, so you can rebuild yourself on a foundation of your own truth. But this shattering can lead to liberation, or it can lead to utter destruction. In the midst of this spiritual fire, how do you know if you are being forged or simply being burned? We need a diagnostic tool, a soul's compass to navigate the storm. In the midst of an emotional storm, clarity can feel impossible. The heart says one thing, the mind another, and the soul's whisper is often drowned out by the noise. What we need is a compass, a diagnostic tool to help us discern the nature of the energetic forces at play in our lives. Let us draw a clear line. On one side, we have the growth catalyst. On the other, the energetic cage. They can look remarkably similar on the surface, but their function in your life is profoundly different. Here is your Compass 3 tests to reveal the truth. First, the test of sovereignty. A true growth catalyst, no matter how challenging, forces you to become more of yourself. The friction of the relationship compels you to find your voice, to define your values, to stand taller in your own truth. After an interaction, you may feel challenged, but you also feel a deeper connection to your own strength. An energetic cage, however, requires you to become less of yourself to survive it. It asks you to shrink, to silence your opinions, to abandon your needs, to perform the constant draining calculus of what to say and what to withhold, simply to keep the peace. Second, the test of energetic accounting. After you part ways with this person, pause and be still. What is the energetic residue left in your system? A growth catalyst is like an intense workout for the soul. It might be difficult in the moment, but you are left with a sense of vitality, of strength, a feeling of having grown. An energetic cage is like a chronic illness. It leaves you consistently depleted, anxious, confused, and drained of your precious life force. The former builds you up, the latter breaks you down. And third, the test of dynamic focus. Where is the majority of your energy directed in this relationship? With a growth catalyst, the focus of the dynamic, even when difficult, is ultimately on your personal evolution and growth. In an energetic cage, your energy is almost entirely consumed by managing the other person's moods, navigating their reactions, and preventing the next conflict. You cease to be a student of your own life and become a crisis manager in theirs. This dynamic is not new. It is a story as old as time, captured in the heart of ancient myth. Think of the story of the labyrinth. The confusing circular arguments and emotional traps of an unhealthy connection are the labyrinth itself, designed to keep you lost and disoriented. An energetic cage is that labyrinth. A growth catalyst, however, is like Ariadne in the myth. They don't enter the maze to slay your inner monster for you, but they hand you the sacred thread, the insight, the boundary, the moment of clarity that allows you to find your own way out. This brings us to the most important question you can ever ask about a relationship. It is not, do I love this person? It is, do I love the person I am becoming in their presence? When we learn to apply this compass with honesty, when we begin to choose our own sovereignty over the comfort of a familiar cage, our soul's frequency begins to shift. We graduate. And this graduation makes us available for an entirely new bandwidth of connection, one based not on friction, but on a deep and harmonious resonance. When you have diligently done the work of healing, when you have learned to hold your own sovereignty, the universe responds. Your very energetic signature begins to broadcast a new frequency, and this frequency makes you a match for a different kind of contract, one based not on the friction of debt, but on the grace of resonance. This is the realm of the soulmate. Let us dismantle the romantic cliches that have been built around this term. A soulmate is not your other half. You are already whole. A soulmate is a soul whose fundamental frequency harmonizes with your own. Think of your soul as a unique musical instrument, constantly emitting a sound, a vibration. A karmic partner is an instrument that creates a dissonant, jarring chord with yours, forcing you to learn to tune yourself. A soulmate, however, is an instrument that, when played alongside yours, creates a breathtaking harmony. The combined music is far more rich and complex than either of you could create alone. This is a contract of mutual amplification. This resonance can manifest in any form: a lifelong friend, a sibling, a mentor, or yes, a romantic partner. And you can have many in a lifetime. You can feel this harmony in your own life. It is what the psychologist Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi called a flow state, but applied to a relationship. It's a conversation that lasts for hours, yet feels like minutes. It is the effortless synergy of working on a project together. It is the feeling of being deeply seen and accepted in your strengths and your weaknesses. This does not mean there are no challenges. It means that when challenges arise, you face them together, in a shared state of flow, your combined skills and wisdom making you more resilient, more creative, and more capable. The ancient philosophers had a word for this profound bond. Aristotle called it philia. It is a deep and virtuous love between equals, a love based on mutual respect and admiration for each other's character. The core of philia is that you want what is best for the other person, for their own sake. You are invested in their flourishing, their eudaimonia, as they are in yours. This is the heart of a soulmate contract, a sacred alliance dedicated to helping each other become the fullest, most expressed versions of yourselves. And here we find the clearest distinction. A karmic contract is a problem you were meant to solve alone for your own growth. A soulmate contract is a mission you were designed to build together. But what of the rarest, most potent, and most profoundly misunderstood connection of all? A contract that is not about harmony, but about a holy fire. A fusion so intense it acts as a spiritual particle accelerator, designed to catalyze the final stages of awakening. We must now speak with great care and clarity of the twin flame phenomenon. We now arrive at the most mythologized, most sought after, and most profoundly misunderstood of all soul contracts, the twin flame. We must approach this topic with reverence and responsibility, for it is a sacred fire that can illuminate the path to divinity or scorch the unprepared ego. First, let us be clear. The purpose of this connection is not romantic fulfillment. It is a spiritual ignition. Its primary function is to serve as a high-speed catalyst for the evolution of two souls, preparing them to undertake a significant mission of service for the planet. The most accurate metaphor we have for this phenomenon comes not from romance, but from physics, spiritual quantum entanglement. Imagine two souls created from a single unified source of consciousness. Though they appear as separate entities in this reality, they remain intrinsically linked across all dimensions of time and space. A profound shift in one creates an instantaneous and unavoidable echo in the other. This is why the recognition is so immediate, so absolute, and often so deeply unsettling. You are not meeting a stranger, you are meeting a lost frequency of your own being. This encounter creates an alchemical process, a spiritual crucible. The intense heat generated by this reunion is designed to do one thing: melt the ego. Every fear, every shadow, every insecurity, every unhealed wound is forced to the surface with an intensity that can be breathtakingly painful. The constructed personality you thought you were simply cannot withstand this fire. It is not meant to. It is designed to be burned away, to reveal the pure golden essence of your soul that lies beneath. This is why these connections are often characterized by a period of intense turmoil and separation. This is not a romantic drama of a runner and a chaser. It is a sacred and necessary cooling phase in the alchemical process. The separation provides the crucial space for each soul to do their individual work, to integrate the massive energetic upgrades, and to rebuild themselves from the ashes of their former ego. It is not a failure of the connection. It is a critical feature of its design. And here we must hold this truth with both hands. You do not meet your twin flame to find your other half. You meet them to be shattered into your whole self so that your light, unified, can serve as a beacon. We have now journeyed through the catalysts of karma, the resonance of soulmates, and the ignition of the twin flame. All these mirrors, all these sacred contracts, point to a single liberating destination. They are all designed to do one thing: to return you to the seat of your own power, to this very moment of conscious choice. We have journeyed through the fire of catalysts, the harmony of resonance, and the ignition of the twin flame. All of these paths, all of these sacred and challenging mirrors, have been designed to lead you to this single, pivotal moment. The moment where you move from being a character in the story of your life to becoming its conscious author. And here we arrive at the heart of the matter, the liberating truth that can end lifetimes of suffering. The pain you feel does not come from the contract itself. It comes from your resistance to learning the lesson the contract was designed to teach. The suffering comes from repeating a grade you are more than ready to pass. When a contract's purpose has been served, you have a choice. There are two ways to close the chapter. The first is termination. This is an act of the ego. It is leaving with anger, with blame, with resentment. It is slamming the door shut while your energetic accounts are still in disarray. This provides a temporary relief, but it leaves the core lesson unlearned and the energetic pattern unresolved. And any pattern that is not resolved is destined to be repeated. The other way is graduation. This is an act of the soul. It is the conscious choice to acknowledge the lesson, to honor the role the other soul played, no matter how painful, and to extract the wisdom that was the entire purpose of the connection. Graduation is completing the curriculum. It is closing the energetic accounts with honor and gratitude. This is how you achieve true freedom. Imagine your spiritual journey as the ascent of a great mountain. The karmic catalyst is the sheer, unforgiving rock face that appears on your path. It is not there to punish you. It is there to teach you how to climb. It forces you to find your footing, to develop your strength, to trust your own grip. The soulmate is the trusted climbing partner who walks alongside you, who holds your safety rope, who celebrates the view with you, and who helps you navigate the trail. The twin flame is the dizzying reflection of your own highest potential, glimpsed at the summit, reminding you of what you are capable of becoming. But in every scenario, there is one undeniable truth. You are the one who must do the climbing. When you learn the lesson of the rock face, you do not need to destroy it. You simply continue your ascent. And when you look back from a higher vantage point, you see it not with resentment, but with a quiet, profound gratitude for the strength it forged within you. And this is the ultimate power you hold. You don't need to break a contract. You simply need to outgrow it. When you truly integrate the wisdom, when you fundamentally change your beliefs and behaviors based on what you have learned, your entire energetic frequency shifts. The old contract, which was designed for your old frequency, simply has nothing left to latch onto. Its energetic hooks can no longer find purchase within you. It doesn't break. It dissolves. Wisdom, once understood, must be embodied. It is time to move from theory to practice, to perform a sacred ritual that declares your graduation not just to the universe, but to yourself. This is a quiet act of power, designed to help you consciously close the energetic accounts of a completed contract. When you are ready, find a space where you can be undisturbed for a few moments. Bring with you 2 clean sheets of paper and something to write with. If you have one, you may wish to hold a grounding stone in your non-dominant hand, a piece of black tourmaline for protection, or smoky quartz to help dissolve negative energy. On the first sheet of paper, write this title, The Ledger of Wisdom. Now think of the connection you wish to release. This is not a list of grievances. This is an honest accounting of the strength you gained from the struggle. Ask yourself, what did this experience force me to learn? What gifts were hidden inside this wound? Perhaps you learned the power of your own voice, Perhaps you learn to create financial independence, or that your own peace is non-negotiable. Write down every lesson, every strength, every piece of wisdom you harvested. Now take the second sheet of paper. This will be your declaration of sovereignty. Write the following words, filling in the blanks. Write them with the authority of the one who is the author of your own life. I, your full name, acknowledge the person's name as a catalyst in my journey. With deep gratitude for the clarity I have now earned, I declare this soul contract complete, fulfilled, and dissolved across all timelines, dimensions, and realities. I now reclaim all of my energy, all of my power, and all of my sovereignty. I return to you what is yours with peace, and so it is done. When you have finished writing, it is time for the final act. Read the first sheet, your ledger of wisdom, aloud. Read it with pride, honoring the warrior you have become. Then, take a deep breath and read your declaration of sovereignty aloud. Read it not with anger, but with the calm, unshakable power of a king or queen signing a treaty. Feel the truth of the words in your bones. Now fold your declaration. This chapter is over. Destroy this paper in a way that feels final to you. You might safely burn it, watching the old energy turn to ash. You might tear it into small pieces and release it to the wind, or bury it in the earth. As you do, visualize any and all energetic cords connecting you to this person, gently dissolving into pure golden light. Keep the first sheet. Keep your ledger of wisdom. Let it be a permanent reminder, not of your pain, but of the incredible power you have to turn it into gold. From the sacred catalysts that spark our awakening, to the soulmates who walk beside us on the path, remember that every soul who enters your life is a messenger, and the message, ultimately, is always about your own divine power, your own sovereignty, and your own unbreakable freedom to choose. You have now done the work. You have faced the mirror, embraced the wisdom, and reclaimed your power. The path forward is now clear, unburdened by the ghosts of old agreements. Do not be a half-remembered story. Be the author who holds the pen. The universe does not ask you to endure the same chapter twice. It asks you, with infinite love and patience, to write a new one with the wisdom you have so bravely earned. As you move forward from this moment, carry with you one simple, clarifying question. Apply it to every significant connection, present and future. Ask yourself, is this love a bridge to a more expansive, more authentic version of myself? Or is it a cage that feels comfortable, but limits how high I can fly? Your soul already knows the answer. In the comments below, share one word for how you want your relationships to feel from now on. Let us declare our collective intentions. And if this journey has brought you clarity, subscribe to Mystic Sages and join a community of souls who are walking the path of conscious awakening together.